Hello everybody, welcome back once again. We're about to start playing Kingdom Under Fire, The Heroes. I ran into a little bit of a snag though, so I'm playing on Steam, and there's some issues with this game and the cloud, which I've tried to fix, but the fixes didn't work, so I'm going to do things just a little bit differently, or at least the suggested fixes. So one of the things that was suggested was to go into the settings and disable the cloud Steam synchronization. That didn't work. That literally did nothing. Um, so what I'm going to end up doing here is basically what's happening is it says there's a bunch of corrupted save files, which I've never saved anything yet. I haven't even really played. So what ends up happening here is when you fire up the game, I don't know, it's doing something with these save files here, and yeah, like I said, it says that they're all corrupted and need to be deleted. Before you start, or actually, what you can do here is go to play, so you can start the game up, and you'll see this little menu here. As soon as you hit play, that's what populates these this files. All right, we're in Documents, and then Kingdom Under Fire 2 Heroes. All you really need to do here is select all of these and then delete them, and then that'll make it so that we don't have issues when we actually go to save for the first time. Now, I think what I'm going to end up doing though is saving over every single file, all the way through file 50, which is going to be annoying, but it's looking like that's going to be the only way to fix this, because again, what ends up happening here is that now, even if I only save one file, when I start up the game next time, it's populating all of these save files. And again, I'm not really sure why that's doing that with, even though I've got the cloud saving turned off. So, anyways, let's get started. Let's start this game up. We'll worry about the saves in a little bit. And I need to turn my volume down because this is crazy high. There we go. All right, let's start the game. Go to the single player. You can see here the continue option is grayed out. The first time I fired up the game, I actually could go into that continue, and again, that was because I hadn't deleted all those corrupted files. You can't actually play anything because it says that the game is damaged, so that's kind of silly. But anyways, let's go into a new game here. I think I'm going to start out with Ellen. Chronologically speaking, I think Ellen's story may be the earliest. Yeah, certainly of the heroes here. Actually, Urukabar might be. Yeah, Urukabar might be early as well. It's just that some of the events of Kingdom Under Fire Heroes happen before the events of Kingdom Under Fire The Crusaders. Some of these, like I think Walter, happens during. Rupert too. Rupert's events are during Crusaders. Rupert's events all happen while he's away on the mission to bring the dwarves and elves. And then Cirith's events are after Lucretia's events. Same with Maureen's. Maureen's events are all the things happening right after the Lucretia story. And then Lionheart, I think this is pre Kingdom Under Fire's events. I think Urukabar's as well. So yeah, I think these two, all of their stuff is happening, before Crusaders happened. But anyways, let's do Ellen's campaign. We'll get this started. It says 5 years before the Encablosa War, a group of half-vampires led by Valdemar, I think that's, or did they say Waldemar? I don't know. I think it's Valdemar. United numerous Dark Elf factions at war to establish one Dark Elf kingdom in the east of Bergen continent, Veland. Veland was the first united kingdom of Dark Elves in the continent's history, and the only one that was not ruled by Dark Elves. Meanwhile, Valdemar was very well aware of the fact that the Dark Elves would revolt unless provided with a let out for their discontent. Why not like an outlet? That's very awkwardly worded. Aiming to expand its territory and control the internal disturbance, Velen invaded Arein and simultaneously tried to annex Hexter. At the time, Arein had been an autonomous community of elves within Hronodin territory, and it was a natural target for the Dark Elves, whose aversion of elves was well known. Before Velen's appeasement policy, about 30 ogre and orc tribes had inhabited Hexter without much dispute. Velen picked the most ambitious but powerless Hexter tribe and started supporting it with military supplies. As expected, the tribe started absorbing other tribes in the eastern Hexter, and Hexter was soon engulfed. Engulped? It says engulped. Jesus. Whose job was it to proofread this stuff? That was the same problem with the Crusaders. Anyways, Hexter was soon engulfed in a war between pro-Velen tribes and anti-Velen tribes. It seemed as if everything was as Velen planned, but they could not possibly account for every single possibility. Wow, yeah, really bad job here. This is it was disjointing the first time I ran into these sorts of dialogue issues with the first game, but it's also surprising that it didn't get fixed at all for the second game. But whatever. A small factor overlooked by Velen did not stop at foiling Velen's plan, but eventually triggered the Encablosa War, which pushed the entire continent of Bergia into a perilous crisis. Now, I think this little explainer here... sorry about that. They texted me. The little explainer here happens a lot of times when you're loading your games up. And, yeah, it looks like it repeats here as well. It used to be just the loading screen, and then, you know, once you were done loading, you could just continue right away. But now the loading is basically non-existent on Steam, right? So you can just skip this stuff. But I figured at least one time I'll read it out, you know, very similar to when I played Crusaders, and I kind of read out the, you know, how the game starts. So let's do this. Arein, 5 years before the Encablosa War. So this is the Ecclesian flag, meaning that Ellen, these events are happening before, you know, the Gerald events, and Ellen is working under Ecclesia.
The elves won't give up, even with Castle Arein in this condition. They are stubborn.
Elves, foul things.
Quiet, they can hear you. And you're talking about half-elves, not elves, Ebbard. You've never seen a pure elf, have you?
The Dark Legion retreated from this area, but some may remain. Don't let your guard down.
Okay, so we get. I wouldn't say this is like a.
Have to help the elves here. Why not let Hronodin do it?
Because Ecclesia wants to take over Arein. As soon as Arein asks for help, Ecclesia will have a force stationed inside the castle. Just watch.
Is that true, Captain?
You're a soldier, Ebbard. Don't ask questions.
Ellen's even grumpier than usual today.
How would you enjoy having another broken arm, Paltor?
I didn't say anything, Captain.
All right. Let's move up here. So it looks like Ebbard and Paltor are the officers. Ebbard reminds me of Thomas, and Paltor reminds me a little bit of Dwayne from, you know, like Kendall's mission. Ebbard kind of seems like he's a little bit more naive, and Paltor seems a little bit more, you know, worldly.
Forward!
Or not naive. Kind of understands what's exactly going on.
For the glory of Ecclesia! Death to the pagans!
Death to the pagans!
Death.
I don't like it. This. Now, no mistakes.
So I noticed one thing that's different is how you summon your officers, and it's really nice. You summon them by using the triggers instead of the combination of buttons.
This is
Whereas,
not good.
Does Arein even know we're coming? Aren't they going to come greet us?
Come meet us. They'll be lucky if they even let us in.
so yeah. Anyways,
I hope this works.
a lot easier to summon your characters without like hitting the wrong buttons, which was one of my the issues that I found from Crusaders. I didn't really like how you summoned using the combination of buttons, and yeah, so now that's not an issue in this game. There is a way though that you can attack troops apparently that are on the ground. I don't know. That seems a little silly and lame, but we'll see. Maybe I'll
I hope it's
like that
in
more
one
later.
piece.
But I'm just trying to use as much SP as I can here as well, because I want to generate more gold. There we go. Here it is.
Good work. We're almost there. Let's make haste.
Alright, well. That looks like that's going to be it. I wasn't able to use up my last 200 SP. And I don't think there's any other...
Forward!
there's no other way to use your SP because we don't have a healer. And also there is... What was I going to say? Oh, there's no other battles in this one. So once we're done here, this is it. Which is kind of weird. Your first mission is literally just one
This way!
one battle against one infantry unit.
Move out!
Move out. It seems like Ellen's voice actor is different for this game. Don't know how I feel about that. Maybe it doesn't really matter much.
Well, maybe they'll let us in after all, eh?
You go ahead. I'll take a look around first.
Huh? Well, all right. Be careful.
Good intro. Alright, west of Arein. Completely ruined under the Dark Legion raid. And that says Arein, an elven autonomous province under Hieronidon's rule.
Ellen will accompany Sir Justino to the conference?
I'll merely be decoration.
Well, that sounds boring. Let's go sightseeing, Ebbard.
You're the most interesting thing in this place. I'll pass, thanks.
You're either shy or naive. Elf women have curves, boy. Your loss. I'll see you later then.
Captain, I'll be in my quarters.
Excuse my tardiness.
Shall we begin then? Sir Justino, why isn't that Ecclesian removing her helmet? Ellen.
Pardon me, sir. I have an ugly scar on my face. It's a bit embarrassing. If it's a problem, I can easily stay outside.
It's all right. Let's begin. I came through the southern gates of Arein. There are orcs roaming about freely. The castle cannot be repaired like this. It's been like that for the past 10 years. There's no way to secure that location. Well, His Holiness would be willing to provide military and material support to Arein. Of course, your right as an autonomous province would be guaranteed. Let's drop the charade. You want Arein. I don't want to give it to you. I know your army is stationed to the west of us. Just waiting for Arein to fall, are you? Granted, the Dark Legion continues to attack, We could fall any time, but we'll not trade our security to become puppets of Ecclesia. I'm sorry, but continuing this is a waste of time. If we're going to sit here all night, we may as well do so over a nice dinner. Very well, Sir Lonefield. I understand your position, and I appreciate your candor. I'll decline on the dinner. All right, then. Do have a good rest while you're here. Ellen, assemble the forces. We're leaving, now.
Right away, sir?
I'll not put our men in danger for nothing. Gather the troops at the main gate. We'll move to the advance base.
Yes, sir.
Ah, Ellen.
Thought you went sightseeing. Already finished?
So much for elf women.
Get ready, we're leaving.
The elves wouldn't give up Arein. I said as much.
We are returning to base right away. Gather the men at the gate.
Alright, before I leave, I'm going to eavesdrop on some soldiers here. Did you see that messenger from Ecclesia? He's like a walking zombie. Give me the creeps and all. Those darkies, wow, have been invading our territory for months. War is becoming my life right now. The Vels were so busy fighting with dark elves that they didn't even care to lift their eyes and look at us back then. Same thing. The X won't even blink their eyes until we hand over Arein to them. The X won't even blink their eyes until we hand. This would make more sense if this was actually an elf. X won't even blink their eyes until we hand over Arein to... Yeah, because the elves have Arein right now, so this doesn't make sense. Like, that should be an elf portrait. And does make sense that an elf would be in the pub here. Why in the world would Hiranidin has to help This makes... Jesus. Yeah, they could have at least made these make sense. Why in the world... Hiranidin... Why do Hiranidin have to help the elves? I mean, we have our own problems up to this neck. Wow, yeah, that's really bad. I wonder if this is like translation issues. That almost has to be. That's so bad. Sir Lonefield used to have a blood sister but thrown out from the castle. Heard they fought over a lord post. Okay. That makes no sense either. Also, I should say, what is Sir Justino? The voice actor has to be the same guy from Jade Empire. What is his name in that? Sagacious Zoo. It's just, there's something, his voice is very, yeah, I don't know, maybe I've just played the game so many times, but I recognize the guy's voice. It has to be him. I'll have to look it up, but I'm fairly certain that it's the guy that does the voice for Sagacious Zoo. Alright, that looks like that's it for eavesdropping on soldiers. Let's get out of here. Let's go back out to the main gate. Alright, looks like we're going to head out to the advance base.
Ellen, let the soldiers rest, but stay alert. I'll give my orders soon.
Yes, sir.
Well, Alan, now what?
We stand by until we get our orders.
I don't understand.
Simple. We wait for Arein to fall to the Dark Legion, then we clean up.
Ecclesia wouldn't stoop to such a tactic, Paltor.
Ignorance is bliss, eh, lad?
We have intelligence that Velen will attack Arein in 2 to 3 days, and it's to be a massive assault, not the intermittent raids we've seen to this point. Arein can't hold for more than a day under that much pressure. Our mission is to save Arein right before it falls. The timing of our counteroffensive must be precise. We're moving our forces a bit closer to Arein. When our window opens, we'll be ready and in position. Obviously, we don't want word of this operation spreading. I expect you to keep your troops in the dark about the details of our plan.
Other units are being deployed. We must move quickly. Other units are being
All right, it looks like they're not going to allow us to do anything in the barracks.
Other
Probably not.
units are being
Yeah, not the pub either, but... so I think I'm going to save here. I think once we kind of go out the main gate, it starts the next mission. So I'm going to save instead. One of the things also that I'm going to do here is actually just save in every single one of these slots so that I don't have the same issue that I ran into before with the cloud basically, damaging my save file. So this is, excuse me, this is annoying, sure, but we really need to do this if we want to avoid that issue. So I'm just gonna save through the rest of these empty slots and call it a day. So as always, I hope the guide was helpful, and thank you for watching.